Hello Taurus, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of March 5th through 11th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there's anything that you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments to this video, okay? This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each card. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing. Okay. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that, 6 of Wands. Beautiful card, beautiful energy. I think that there is a real light shining in you this week. I think you are tremendously confident. I think that you have a tremendous motivation and ambition this week. Okay, we're going to do the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread. Yeah, this is a lot of nice cards today. This is going to be fantastic. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, and as you know, we're not going to reveal that until the very end of things, and we're going to leave that right there. Okay, and hopefully at the end that will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for. Okay, so you do have to stick around till the end of the reading. Okay, so we've got our air, we've got our earth, we've got our fire and water. We've got our earth and fire and a couple of majors. The major arcana that we have are really fantastic major arcana. We'll start at the beginning. We'll start with the 6 of Wands here. This is a really beautiful card. This is a card that's saying how much confidence you really have. I feel like you have a lot of ambition right now. I think that you are in some sort of a mode or some sort of a situation or just a time in your life where you are getting the confirmations from the universe around you, from the world around you, right? And that's keeping you going. I think you feel very strong. You almost feel, maybe this is kind of cliche, but you almost feel invincible. You almost feel like you can move mountains, you know? I feel like you have a lot of this power and ambition where you are building something in your life. You're building your future. You're building your career. I think that you've already done a lot of work on this thing, which I kind of feel like is a career thing. Not necessarily a career, per se, but it's something that you're doing for money, but it's not necessarily like a relationship with an employer. You know what I mean? It could be something, your own business. It could be something you're doing kind of, post-career, right? If you're in retirement age. If it's a side business, I don't feel like this is your direct relationship with an employer, okay? I feel like this is something that you're doing on your own. Kind of maybe either post-career or as a side thing, okay? But it's like a side thing that's kind of taken over and it's becoming the main thing, right? You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like this is just a job, is what I'm trying to say. It has this kind of spiritual component to it. I think it has a very strong direction, okay? I think that you really are someone who incorporates their thoughts, their feelings, the interests of the people around them, and kind of your own deepest will and desire, your own spiritual path. You take everything into consideration in a very balanced and harmonious way. You really try to incorporate all of the, I was going to say data, but we'll save that for Mercury over here. You try to take in all of the energy and really use it to push you forward in the right direction, you know? The 6 of Wands is a very energetic card. It's a card that has a really like Zen-like quality, really balanced, really harmonious, really kind of just quiet and almost stoic. But it's because it is receiving all of the energies around it, and it is just kind of gliding forward on this path, right? And it seems very gentle. It seems very easy, but you're moving mountains, right? So it may seem very gentle and easy, but it's very, very powerful at the same time, okay? I think this is you right now. I think this is that Taurus energy, but in that really I'm just getting this feeling of like gliding, you know? And I think that you are making a lot of progress in whatever project you're working on, whatever this business thing is, whatever this situation is specifically. I feel like you're making a ton of progress. Okay, let's go to the recent past, because I feel like you just closed something. You just closed like a deal, or it's almost like you just closed the door on something before, or maybe it's like, maybe you just walked into something and you shut the door behind you. You know what I mean? Like there's no turning back. Because I'm feeling like you've been working on this for a while, but there was some kind of a recent change, or a recent, not a breakthrough, but a recent conclusion of something before. So I don't know if this is like you've kind of leveled up maybe, or if this is just kind of talking about one stage of success, right? It's just like you've kind of closed this biggest deal, right? But it's not an adjustment card. This is a Four of Wands. This is a completion of something on a more energetic level. It could be like overcoming some past difficulties. It could be talking about in the last 4 months, you've had some considerable challenges, or there was something in particular that you were trying to overcome, trying to close, right? Some issue that needed kind of tying off, and you finally have accomplished that. I think that's given you that boost in confidence that we see with the Six of Wands, right? And now you just feel like you're just gliding on air, but you're also like pushing over buildings, you know, you have this power about you. So I'm not quite sure what this was, but I think it's a direct influence on the current energy, the current, confidence, right? I think that whatever it is leading directly to this gain, okay, the Nine of Pentacles. So it feels like a closing of a deal, or like it feels like maybe you had to go and give a presentation, or you pitched your idea or something, right? Something that like you finished it, you completed it, you wrapped it up, and you just left the room feeling light as air, just gliding away with this confidence, this power, and this confidence. But in that gentle kind of sense, like we're talking about, right? So I don't know what exactly that was, but I think it had a direct influence on your revenue. It had a direct, like monetary kind of gain, So I think the success that you're finding right now is a success that's born from your kind of inner strength. It's this power, this confidence that you had that maybe you weren't always really aware of. Like I said, in the last 4 months, it seems like there was something that was a challenge for you, something that was difficult, something that was, that was kind of scary. It's like you had stage fright about something, but you managed to do it, complete it, wrap it up, follow through with it. It's done now, and it was just like the best experience ever. Right? It probably scared the shit out of you, but it left you with this confidence in your own abilities, right? It left you very confident of your power. And I think it really does have this monetary component. So not only do you feel good about doing this, but you can actually see that good feeling in your hand, in your wallet, in your bank account. Okay? So it's something like that. And you know what? I could have the timing a little bit off. Maybe this is something that is coming up, this frightening challenge, right? But if this is any indication of how it's going to go, it's going to go really, really well. Okay, we're going to jump to the immediate future and just talk about this Three of Cups. This is a real celebration. I think whatever this is, it's like it's like you're getting the funding that you wanted. You're getting the contract that you wanted. Someone has accepted your idea or agreed to invest or something like that, where it's just like, you've got to celebrate now. You've secured this revenue, this income, the success, at least in this phase of your work. And it's time to open a bottle and celebrate. Because I think that this is something that you are going to be involved in with other people. There are no court cards here. But I feel like this isn't just a solitary thing. I don't feel like you're alone here. Okay. And with the other cards that we see, I feel like there's a real, maybe you have a partner, maybe your spouse or your romantic partner is also your business partner. Maybe you are just kind of partnered with somebody, and like, because we got this Mercury card over here, right? I'm trying to wait to get there and get through these other cards first. But I feel like you're part of a team. And I feel like this team is like, it's a dream team. You know, it's just like hand-selected dream team, the best minds, the best, you know, everyone has their own talent. You know, it could be you and one other person, but it kind of feels like a group. Anyway, celebration. I think when this, whatever this is, wraps up, you're really going to feel that celebration, that desire to just kind of let loose and relax, right? Because I think the tension was really building up about whatever this event is. Okay, this kind of stage fright, this maybe a presentation or something, which may not have happened yet. Okay, because this reading is for March 5th through 11th. You know, you're watching this ahead of time, most likely. So it could be that this hasn't quite occurred yet. But I see that it, either way, is causing a lot of stress. Okay, 5 of Swords here. You sometimes lack faith in your own abilities. Okay, sometimes you can be a little hard on yourself. You're not always this strong, confident, assertive, moving mountains, you know, kind of person. Sometimes your self-esteem wanes a little bit. You got the 5 of Swords. So you're not always, your thoughts aren't always as, you know, savory as you would like them to be. Sometimes you get down on yourself. Okay. Sometimes you really feel as if your spirit, like this card, is underneath the elements, underneath the weight of all of these things around it, the circumstances of life, the reality, the situation that we're in feels heavy, feels like it's weighing you down. You know, I almost get a sense like you have a lot of back pain, and I feel like the back pain always kind of coincides with something kind of scary that you have to do, where you have to be kind of in the spotlight. Like what we see with the 4 of Wands, right? This, I think, is that presentation or whatever it is that you're going to complete, and you're going to really do an excellent job at it, according to these cards. But I feel like that, in any situation like that, you've always kind of felt weighed down by it. You've felt the pressure physically in your back, you know? And you tend to doubt yourself in like a conscious way. I can't do this. I'm going to fail. And that, all of that is programming, right? All of that is keeping spirit down here and keeping all of these elements heavy on top, right? So I think what you're learning to do is flip this card around, put spirit back on top. Use positive affirmations. You may be scared as hell, right? You may honestly think, I'm going to like bomb, I'm going to fail. We've got to reprogram ourselves. I can do this. My spirit is strong. I'm confident. I'm capable. I know my shit. I know the information. I know what I'm doing. I will have the confidence. I can get through this, and I can do an excellent job at it. I can not just skate by, but actually do a tremendously amazing job at it. You know, we got to put spirit back on top. We've got to give spirit the wheel. And you've probably heard me say that before. But this 5 of Swords is a card that it comes out pretty often in these readings. And I think right now we're just kind of all in this mode of learning how to recognize our kind of detrimental thinking habits and try to change those around. Try to put a positive spin on things. Instead of always speaking in the negative, you know, I'm going to fail. I hope I don't fail. I don't want to fail. All we hear is fail, fail, fail. You know, we have to reframe the nature of the dialogue with ourselves. Okay. And I think you're learning to do that because of all this other energy we see here. Five of Swords is not really, doesn't seem to be causing a problem. I think it's because you maybe heard me say that in the last week's Taurus reading. Maybe I did. And you're taking that advice to heart, right? So I think you're learning to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that Five of Swords upright, okay? Because you are putting Spirit on top, and you are letting Spirit take the wheel, and that is really, divinity. That is your higher self. That is your conscious. That is your consciousness, I should say, or your conscience. Holding everything together and shedding its influence, really kind of expressing its light onto every other aspect of this situation and permeating everything. And that's your strength, right? That's your guiding light. That's your that's the crown of the whole thing. Kind of see that up there. Down beneath the surface, we've got a Two of Cups. This is pretty straightforward. I think that you are working on something in your life. Now, this doesn't have to be like some, crazy, tech company that you're building. It's like maybe you're building the next Google or YouTube or something, but it doesn't have to be that serious. This could be there's a cottage business, a home business. It could be some smaller thing that you're trying to do, but that does not diminish its importance or its meaning. Two of Cups down here beneath everything. This has tremendous meaning for you. Whether this is a huge company you're growing, or if it's a small kind of living room, garage kind of business, it doesn't matter. What matters is the purpose that you find in it, the meaning that is here. You're doing this with love. You're doing this because I think you have received the calling to do it. And I think you're doing it also as a gesture of love for the people in your life. Your pets even, your plants, your people, whoever it is. I think you're doing it with love. And that has tremendous meaning for you. Again, it's not the size of the business. It's not the scale of what we're talking about or what we're doing. But it's the intention behind it, the meaning and purpose we're finding within it, and who we're doing it for. Doing it for ourselves, doing it for Spirit, doing it for our loved ones, right? Our pets, our plants, our people. So, a lot of love here. Moving to the path of the Serpent now, I do want to say again, if there's anything I can pray over, is there anything that I can meditate upon? Anything I can send positive energy toward? Please let me know in the comments. Path of the Serpent. 10 of Pentacles. Coins, even diamonds. This is really a lucrative thing for you. It's not only creating tremendous meaning and value in your life, but it's creating, I think, something that's going to live on for generations. You know what I mean? It's something that your kids' kids, their kids. It's just something that's going to kind of exist in perpetuity, right? Even after you're gone, it's still something lasting. You're creating a real wealth, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be financial, right? Doesn't mean that you're just building up a bank account to then, someone else to inherit. It could be that, right? It could be a business that is really like a money machine. But the point is that you're creating something that's going to outlast you, okay? You could be long gone, but the results of this will still be there. You could be writing a book. You could be creating art, right? It could be anything. But it's something lasting. It's something that's going to be around even after you're gone. Okay. Now, the card, the major arcana cards. First one is this Mercury energy. Now, this is telling me that your greatest asset is this mind that you have. At first it looked like over here on the path of the dove that it was just this kind of power and this presence that you had. But I feel like that kind of presence and that confidence, kind of a new thing. I feel like you've always been a little bit introspective, maybe a little bit introverted. I think that you have some tremendous psychic gifts. All right. I think your biggest asset is your ability to kind of see into the future. It feels to me like you can kind of see beyond the veil. I think that you are able to know things that other people may not know, or they don't know how you know. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take that right in conjunction with this Fool energy, because I think this is really important as well. I think that there were infinite possibilities for what you would do with your life right now at this time. Whether you're in your career age, whether you're post-career, or whether you're doing something completely different than a career. At this point in your life, I think you had many, many opportunities. I think that part of you really likes to surprise your people, you know. You like to kind of do something unexpected. And that really is not the kind of foolish activity that we see, you know, with a Fool energy. It's not just kind of wandering blindfolded in the dark and just bumping into stuff, you know. It may look like that. It may be that you play a little bit of the jester, you know. You do things that seem kind of haphazard, or with a lot of histrionics. You do so with a sly smile, because you know what you're doing. Mercury, magician, juggler energy. You're the kind of puppet master of yourself, you know. And I'm getting that sense of your personality. You don't like to be center stage. You don't like to be in the limelight. But you still like to have your kind of influence felt, you know. And that's kind of, to me, like you're just kind of the jester, kind of the figure that's kind of sneaking around in the background and playing some practical jokes on people, surprising people. It's like every day is April Fool's Day, right? Maybe literally, but I think this is more of a metaphor, okay? And I think that the phase of life that you're in now, and what this project is, or what you're working on, is one of many possibilities, infinite possibilities that you've probably explored, if maybe only in an unconscious way, through dreams, through, you know, unconscious activities, perhaps consciously through, or maybe semi-consciously, super-consciously, through scrying or astral travel or lucid dream work or something like that. Some kind of mental activity, anyway, that perhaps has chosen this path because you're able to see the future and see the results. I don't think you really are surprised by any of this information that we've been talking about. I think maybe you know that this kind of frightening stage fright kind of event, or this presentation, or whatever this deal is with the Four of Wands, I think you know that that's coming, or you knew it was if it already has passed. And you know all of these things. You know your purpose. You know what kind of a wealth or an income, or what kind of a structure this is going to build, right? You know what it is you're building and what its effects are going to be. Because I think this is one of several scenarios, one of just maybe infinite possibilities of what you could have committed your life to, you know. And it could be that when you were younger, you did a lot of, you know, wandering, maybe kind of literally, you know. Maybe you went from job to job. Maybe you were kind of aimless, not really knowing or not finding that perfect fit for you, you know. Maybe this Mercury energy is some wisdom that has been gained over time through experience, right? Maybe it was more of a fool. The fool came first, kind of, right? A lot of wandering. It took a lot of life experience for you to gain this wisdom, this skill, this ability. I don't think that this is a, you know, I said a gift. I said like a psychic gift. I don't think it was a gift. I think you worked for it. I think you worked hard for it and you earned it, you know. And I think that's why you have such success now, and why you will have so much success, because you've earned this, I don't know what else to call it, but this psychic ability, this intensely wise but practical, this intensely almost premonitory. It's almost like you have such foresight that you can see, you know, 10 moves ahead. You know, it's not like you are just dreaming about something and then a few days later it happens. It's like that, but it's like you're intentionally dreaming it. You're envisioning it, you know? And that's why I say it's kind of semi-conscious or even super conscious, where you're kind of doing it intentionally, but it's also something that is just kind of created through you. And that comes to pass, right? We're getting a little bit magical, mystical now, but the point is, I think that you have spent a lot of days, a lot of years probably wandering, learning about yourself, learning the world, traveling probably, doing different jobs, trying your hand at different things. You're probably good at many different things. You know, I think any industry or profession that you went into, you probably did really well. Probably could have made a really nice career out of it, but I don't know that it had this heart. I don't know if it had this water element, like the Two of Cups. So you just kept wandering, kept moving, you know. I'm getting the sense of like a hitchhiker that just stops in every town, gets a job, tries their hand at some profession, and then just moves on a little while later, you know. But I think that has given you such tremendous experience and wisdom that now you're doing this, whatever this is, and you're doing it, you're kind of building it yourself, right? You have your team, your dream team. But I think that this is something that you're creating. Like I said at the beginning, I don't think you're working for someone else. You know what I mean? And I do think you have this dream team with you. I think that you've selected the appropriate people to surround yourself with, because your greatest asset, not only being this kind of psychic ability and your mind and your intellect, I think is your ability to plan and structure and really see the complexity of things and see how things fit together and work together, right? So you know exactly what people to have around you. Now, the final card on the path of the Serpent here, this Five of Wands. This is showing that back pain that I talked about. When you start to kind of have doubts on your, and I think, you know, this might be kind of cliche, but the blessing of this psychic gift, right, or this skill that you've earned, there's also kind of a downside to it. There's also kind of a curse to it, right? And that's kind of knowing too much, or being aware of too much, or just having literally just too much going on upstairs. And I think with the Five of Swords especially, that in the past turned into a little bit of, I almost want to say depression, but it was just like too much of this mental ability being directed against your emotions, kind of, you know. And I think it was that the kind of negative dialogue that we were talking about that was manifesting as the back pain, right? Whenever there was some really important thing that you had to do, maybe you started to get a backache. And I think more of those situations are coming, okay? Five of Wands here is about movement. So the Four of Wands back here, you completed this one. There's another one coming, right? There's another one coming. But this time, I don't see the back pain. In fact, we see now the spine, the back is strong and upright, and it's not hunched over, right? If this was a Seven of Wands, I'd say you're going to have the kind of the same thing repeating. But I think because you were able to turn this card upright, you know, and control your thoughts, control the way your thoughts are being directed at your emotions, okay, at your feelings. I think now you're going to avoid that. Maybe it's metaphoric back pain. You know, you're going to avoid the backache from these kinds of situations, because there are going to be more situations that are going to challenge you to do something that you're not really comfortable doing. It's not really, you don't want to be in the spotlight. But you're going to continue to do these things, and they're going to turn out wonderfully. And you're going to do so with more and more confidence, and you're not going to have the back pain. It's not going to be a pain in the back, right? So this is a really good progression, I think. I think this is really wonderful. Mystery card. What should the mystery card be? I don't know. We've had the Fool energy. We've got the fives. We've got the discs. We've got the water energy. We could maybe see some more fire, though I don't think we need more fire. I think maybe we need some more air. There's not a ton of air, though we have the Fool energy. That's pure air, so I can't imagine needing any more air. Let's just look at it. Okay, I don't really have a guess. Oh, interesting. It is more fire. It's the Queen of Wands. I wonder if there is a fire sign, older feminine energy person in your life. Maybe this is like a Sagittarius person in your life. Maybe a fire sign person. I don't know if this is representing your partner in this business, this project, whatever this phase of your life is. I think we said at the beginning that it might be something where you have a spouse or a romantic partner who's also like your teammate, your kind of business partner here. I wonder if this is that person. It could be that they're related to this fire energy, that in these kinds of situations, maybe this is the person that you rely on, that you lean on, that's there to support you. And maybe this is a confirmation that's just saying, look, you need to kind of reach out and give this person a hug. It could be that simple. Recognize them. I think with the Three of Cups here especially, this is about recognition, celebration. Make sure that you put some of that celebratory energy on whoever this fire sign person is in your life. Okay? It may not be a fire sign person. It could be someone who is intensely like authoritarian almost. Someone who like kicks your butt into gear and really like keeps you focused. Could be someone like kind of a drill sergeant kind of person. It just keeps you on the right track. But they do so with love and support. That's kind of their role, is to just like make sure everybody's staying on task. Okay. But they could be a fire sign. More specifically, they could be a Sagittarius. But I think that this is someone close to you that kind of needs your appreciation and recognition. I think that's important to do. What we're going to do is a short extended reading like we always do. You can click on the link that's right up here, and you can have access to all of the extended readings, okay, for all signs, the weeklies and the monthly videos. This was your weekly reading for March 5th through March 11th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.